Hey everyone. Well, halfway through the week, and we're back on track. So Wednesday, the 15th of June, and what a strange day today was. So we had a few stocks, a couple of stocks gapping up pre-market, and we made some profit with one of those, Acadia, that made $605 with that one. And then we had the usual suspects. We had AERC and Redbox made up the most of today's gains. Then we kind of midway through the trading day, the Fed announced the rate hike of 75 beeps or basis points, or 0.75% in English money, and the initial response to that was sell off. Then, as Powell continued to talk, the whole market rallied. And then, towards the end of his conference or newscast, stocks sold off again. So, bit of a strange old market today. It was in anticipation of the Fed rate hike. There was kind of a reluctance, kind of a lull in the market. It just seemed like there wasn't a lot of volume. And then as we went throughout the day, it just gradually increased, and we got some really good movers. So we traded 5 stocks today, and I'm going to go over a couple of them. Redbox and AeroClean are the ones I'm going to talk about, because those are the ones that we've had four figures or better with today. And not only have we had a profitable green day today, we've had a profitable green day that pretty much covers our drawdown from yesterday. So we lost $27,000 yesterday, and we almost made $27,000 today. 26,800 to be precise. So we're about $300 still in the hole from the drawdown perspective, but we made 18,000 on Monday. So as far as the week's concerned, it's a green week. We're back to being green on the week. As far as the month's concerned, based on last week alone, we're absolutely flying this month. June is absolutely phenomenal. So we're having a great month. We have the potential. We've got 2 days left of this week, and then we've got next week and 2 more days. So next week's going to be a short week for me, because we've got the Juneteenth on Monday, a holiday on Monday. The markets aren't open, and I won't be trading on the Friday because I've got other commitments. So it's going to be a really short week for me, a short week for everybody, but a really short week for me. So we do have effectively 9 trading days left, and with that, I have no reason to see the way we've been trading over the last couple of weeks. There's no reason for me to see why we can't have our best ever trading week. So let's find out. I'll talk you through the trades. I'll talk you through how I traded, how we basically made the money back that we lost yesterday. And before I do that, smash that thumbs up button. I'm not telling you anything more until you do. Go on, do it now. Do it now. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. It does wonders for the algorithm. It does wonders for my ego. And the more subscribers I have, the more people can learn about how to day trade. So subscribe to the channel, and when you have your own YouTube channel, I'll subscribe to yours. I promise. Okay, and enjoy the trade recap. See you soon. Hey everyone. So we've had a really good day today. 26,837 to be precise in terms of profit. And let's not forget the 82 cents. So we've had a really good day today. We lost just over 27,000 yesterday, and so that was our drawdown. I expected that we would get that back. I knew we would get that back. I'm confident in my own abilities. I just didn't think it would only take 1 day. Well, 2 days, because we're still about 300 in the hole. So, but you know where I'm coming from. So I didn't think it was going to take just one day. But the stock that took it away from us yesterday gave it back. So my little darling, AeroClean Technologies, and this started last Monday, and we've traded it every single day. We've taken over $100,000 out of AeroClean over the course of the last while, and every single day it moves. It's proving to be a relatively easy trader. It should have been an easy trader yesterday, but I didn't trade it well. I my own fault. I traded badly yesterday across the board, and we're all akin to having those moments. So what I'll do is I'll talk you through how I managed to claw back nearly $25,000 on AeroClean today. So I keep saying don't get married to a stock. And I don't get married to a stock, but I'm beginning to love this one. And yesterday we had a bit of a lover's tiff, and she took $20,000 back off me that she'd given me. But today she gave it me back with interest. And we also traded Redbox. We got $1,700 out of just over $1,700 out of Redbox. We traded Acadia as well, and we traded EVOK, which was moving pre-market, and SIDU during the open as well. So we traded 5 stocks in total, and only one of them wasn't profitable for us today. So that being said, I'll talk you through the 2 big ones. First one was AeroClean. Okay, so our first entries on AeroClean were a little after the bell. I watched the opening action form, but there was nothing really moving that I wanted to take. I took a couple of trades on some other things, but our first trade on AeroClean was we were waiting for AeroClean to go green on the day. So it moved up out of the gates as the bell rang, broke the VWAP, got above the VWAP, then bounced on that a couple of times. Before then going green on the day. This was our cue to actually take note. It went green on the day. It was substantially down pre-market. But then as it pulled back, we entered for not just the break of the green line, but 1380, which was the high of this candle was 1378. So we got in at 1380, which was the break of new highs, the high of the new session. And that's where we got in. We took our first profits. It was on this candle here, and we took our first profits at 1410, and then we entered back. We added back. So we only took half of our position off, but we added back at 1435. And as it came back down, it kind of touched we held the position as it touched this support area, which was previous day's closing price, and then moved back up again. We added for the move back up, and we added for the break of $14 as it moved back up. We took some more profits at 1435. Which just happened to be where we added to our position previously, and then we rolled this up all the way up to 1485. We were getting close. We actually broke $15 on the way back from $15. We added back to our position at 1485. It did start to pull back, so we took a little bit of profit off at 1460s, and then we actually exited our position at 1475 as it moved back up. So that was here as it moved back up. We didn't trade this for a little while. It was a little while late. It was actually later in the day when we traded this, and it made a really good move for us. And I'll just talk you through that move. So it was just after kind of lunchtime, market time that we got in. So I'll go to where we are. It's 12:30, and you can see the move that this made. So we were about 2,000 up on, just over 2,000 up on AeroClean at this stage. We'd we got in. We got this move here, and we saw the move come up. The volume came in, and this is what was our cue. So we were looking for an entry. That was our cue. We were looking for an entry. So what we wanted was a pullback and then a move up, and that's exactly what we got. So we got the pullback, and we got in for 1590 with a view to breaking the whole dollar. So as we broke the whole dollar, we added to our position, and we took some profits as we started to pull back. And then we added back in, it pulled back, we added back in for the next candle to make a new high, and then we started to ride this up. We were constantly taking profits along the way. It was a lot, to be fair, it was a lot choppier today than it has been on previous days. It was a lot more difficult to gauge. The spreads were, ranging between kind of 4 or 5 cents and 24, 25 cents. So the spreads were quite rangy today. Previous days, and this has a lot to do with the volume. Previous days, the spreads have been very tight, very narrow, whereas today was quite rangy. So anyway, we tried putting trailing stops in place, and we were getting profits putting trailing stops in place, 20 or 30 cent trailing stops. It was moving up and then pulling back, and then it just started to move up with a big volume here. Moved all the way up, but we were still in this. So I think the max position that we had was about 10,000 shares. And we rode this all the way up, and we're trading this all the way to the point where the Jerome Powell starts trading, and this was a really good one for us. And we got in here, and we finished. When we started to break lows, we exited the position, and we're about 5-10 minutes before the Fed announcement of the interest rates. We did get one more trade. It went against us, so we lost a little bit. So we were about 28,000 up on the day, and the majority of that was AERC, and we gave back 2,000 on AERC. So that's when we decided, okay, no, we're just going to listen to what the Fed has to say. We've got 5 minutes left. We're not going to get in that anymore. And guess what happened? As the Fed started to talk about the rate hike, so 0.75% or 75 basis points or 75 beeps, whatever you 0.75, whatever flavor you're having, this is what happened. It just dumped. And we were out up here, so it didn't bother us, but I know there were a few people that were still trading it at this stage, and it was kind of predictable. What you don't want to be doing is in a trade when a significant body is about to have breaking news. You don't want to be in a trade when the company whose stock it is having breaking news. So it was good that we weren't trading this at this stage. And to be fair, it was having lower highs, lower lows, so it was starting to sell off anyway, but it just dumped. And so did the market, to be fair. The rest of the market dumped accordingly, and it continued to sell off. We had a little bit of a rally, but then it continued to sell off for the rest of the day. So we didn't trade that much more. Well, we didn't trade it at all. In fact, for the rest of the day. So we finished with ACAD. We were a little bit shy of $25,000 trading ACAD. However, that being said, we lost $20,000 yesterday. So with ACAD. So to make $25,000, we're actually $5,000 to the good on ACAD across the 2 days, and the rest, as I say, we lost on Redbox yesterday, and we made a bit back today. So and likewise other stocks we lost yesterday, and we made a bit back today. So overall, we're pretty much break even. We're about $300 trade profit. Taking away from the actual transaction fees and things, the trade profit, we're at $300 behind at the moment. But I'll talk you through how we actually made the money with Redbox also. Well, our first entry with Redbox was it made this big move up, and we couldn't find a safe entry at this point, so we were waiting for a pullback. We missed that pullback. I was watching it on, and it was being talked about in the chat stream, and I was watching it on my watch list window as well. We did get this pullback here, and we got in on this candle for candle to make a new high. So as we rolled this up, we got in here at well, for the break of 1170, and it was you know, I say pull back, candle make a new high, and we got in at 1170. We rolled it up. It went as high as 1186. But we didn't take profit there. No, it was 15 cents. I think we were looking for 25 at the time. It pulled all the way back to the 9 EMA and then moved up again. And we took profits up here again at 1190. And then it started to pull back. So we exited the full position at 1185. And it moved up and then down. We did trade it again a little bit later. Like that got us profitable. We were at $500 profitable with Redbox on that one trade, and we got in a little bit later, just after 12 o'clock. I'll show you that trade. I'll talk you through that trade as well. So we had this huge sell-off down here below the VWAP, and this is where we got in. So we got in for the break of the VWAP, pull back, and then the reclaim. This is where we got in. It did pull back below the VWAP, and then we entered. So it was 1110 is where our entry. It moved up, and then it pulled all the way back down. We didn't exit. We just held the position. To be fair, Redbox was looking strong. It was moving up. We held our position. We held it for best part of about 15 minutes or so, and we exited our position up here at 1130. So that was the trade that made us at $1,200. We risked about $800 to make that. So the risk reward wasn't ideal, but it was it worked out for us in the end. So Redbox still looking very strong. The short squeeze. So what I was looking at the data, Barron's was telling me that the data today, the short interest was up to 47, nearly 47%, 46.8% was the short data today on Redbox. So the fact that it sold off heavily yesterday came as no surprise, but it did move today, and it is looking. It's still looking very, very strong. The shorts are heavily short. Of course, Chicken Soup for the Soul is still waiting to buy this company. They've got an offer accepted, but they need the share price to go down to the levels that the offer was accepted at. At these levels, they're certainly not going to pay these levels to acquire the company. So that's what all this shorting and going long and short squeeze is all about. Keeping the price of Redbox artificially inflated to prevent the acquisition. And of course, people are shorting. There are companies shorting it to try and get it so it can be acquired by Chicken Soup. And that's the whole point of the short squeeze with Redbox. Didn't trade Redbox any further that today. I was too preoccupied with the move up with Aeroclean, and we finished almost $27,000 up on the day, 26,800 up on the day. So a really good day. We traded a lot better today. We were disciplined with our stops. We were putting stops in place. We traded in the open market, so where you can be disciplined with your stops. Putting stops in place. We used the trailing stop functionality quite well, both in terms of Redbox and especially with Aeroclean. Both Redbox and Aeroclean were quite rangy in the spreads today, and that was a big thing. And this is something, if you're going to be trading a stock that is quite rangy, you need to take account of the spreads. Absolutely. So what you don't want to be doing is setting stops in place for 20 cents if the spreads are 12 cents, because the price action only has to move 8 cents and you've actually been stopped out. So you need to take that into account when you're planning your trade ahead of actually entering the trade. So when you've got a rangy stock, you might be wanting to give it a little bit more risk in terms of the pennies per share. However, That being said, if you're giving it a bit more risk, you might want to take smaller size, and that's largely what I was doing today. So in previous days, I've taken up to like 20,000 shares, 25,000 shares at the peak when it was a lot cheaper with AERC. But I was ranging between kind of 2,500 and 10,000 shares, both on Redbox and AERC today. So the fact that they're a little bit more expensive, but also the spreads were a lot rangier, so you had to factor that into the risk as well. So that being said, we're kind of starting from scratch tomorrow, where it's as if Tuesday didn't happen and Wednesday didn't happen because they kind of cancel each other out. We've got 2 more trading days for the week. We did have a good profitable day on Monday. We got $18,500 trade profit on Monday. So we've got a good week already. 2 more trading days to be profitable. Where am I on the month? Where am I on the year? Well, after today, we're about $144,000 profit on that's net profit on June, which means that puts us right back on track for the year. So that puts us about $440,000 profit on the look. I'll tell you exactly straight. I've got my that puts us $421,000 net profit on the year, and we're halfway through June. So we've got another 8 trading days of June left. Given that next week's a short week, we've got Juneteenth on Monday. I won't be trading on Friday through personal commitments. So we've got about 8 trading days left across the whole what's left of the month. So that's June. And if I was to do 600,000 between now and the rest of the year in net profit, that means averaging 6 more months, 100,000 a month. So based on an average of 20 trading days per month, I know there's more. We get the phantom month every year, but let's say 20 trading days per month. That says I need to average $5,000 a day, which has been my goal from the beginning of January, to get to that magic 7-figure number, the $1 million trade profit number that I'm aspiring to hit this year. So we're back on track. June has put us back on track. We're having a great month. We're having a good week now, despite yesterday, the blot on the landscape, and we'll be back at it tomorrow. So you want to see how we do tomorrow? Come join us live. We'll be trading live, streaming live, 90 minutes before the market opens, 1 o'clock London time, Dublin time, which is where I'm based, and that's 8 o'clock market time. So 90 minutes before the market opens. Come join me. Let's see what's happening. Let's see if we can't take advantage of this little bounce that the markets have had today. Look forward to seeing you there. See you soon.